It has been non-stop drama with Bretcoin over the last 4 or 5 days. In this episode, I'm going to give you a quick summary of exactly what happened if you're not in the know. I'm going to give my opinion on which FUD items are overblown. I'm going to give my opinion on which items you might still have to worry about. And without further ado, let's dive right into the price charts. They're currently at about 395 million market cap. As you know, it touched an all-time high a month ago of 850 million market cap. Then over the weekend, it touched an all-time high, an all-time low off this FUD I'll discuss in a minute, of 230 million market cap. So if anyone bought this dip, and of course a lot of people were claiming they did, that would have been an amazing buy because it immediately shot up to about 480 million market cap. Then today the whole market is on a dip, so it's dipped down to about 395 million market cap. I don't think it's going to get much lower, but of course you have a bunch of tweets like this at 6:45 p.m. on the day of the dip. Bought Brett dip this morning with size up 85% from 230 mil to 450 mil. Do I believe most of these people? Probably not. Maybe not. Probably not, to be honest. Anyways, let's get into the FUD. So this is what caused the dip. Reports of insiders of Brett holding over 81% of the supply at launch. And this was public news for months. The FUDers, they chose to make this public over the weekend. There is one theory on why. We don't really know. I'll get into that in a second. But anyways, do I think that this is a problem? No. When coins launch, the devs, the insiders, they have to buy up most of the supply because if they want to get on exchanges later, exchanges usually take the token as payment, not stable coins. So you need to have some money for that. A lot of the top KOLs, if they want to work with them, they usually take the native token, not stable coins. So you need to have some money for that. Then the liquidity pool, you need to buy at least 30% of the total token supply, usually for liquidity. It can be as high as 80%, I've seen. So yeah, you need to hold generally over 50% of the total token supply, and the devs are going to buy that early when it's cheap and then hodl it, so then later they will have money to pay for that kind of stuff. That's what a dev, that's what a CEO does. They decide what the money gets spent on, what percentage goes to marketing, what percentage goes to exchange listings, what percentage goes to liquidity. Again, to us, we don't notice that stuff's getting done, but the dev does act like a CEO. But anyways, the FUD had already hit, the token started nuking, and then everyone else started jumping on it. Like this guy, Rex, he's part of the Brett community, but he summarized up the FUD. You had people in the Toshi, the Normie, the Roost community. Those are all rival base chain coins. They all jumped in. We're trying to FUD Brett even lower. Then, of course, you had Caesar Calls. He has been a long nemesis of anything on base, and Brett Crash calling it a scam. His gripe appears to be a little bit different. He just doesn't like the other influencers who are involved in promoting Brett. People like Poe, people like Prince, people like King, people like Hennock, people like Your Pop. I can sort of see where he's coming from. These influencers do just tend to hop from one top coin to another top coin to another top coin. You know, I can see where he's coming. But anyways, now let's get to the theory on why the FUD hit over the weekend. Some people think because Bybit listed Brett as a futures perpetual trading April 25th, it started trading Brettcoin. So before this, you could only trade Brett on spot market exchanges. Now, with this listing, you can do futures trading for Brett. So some people think, okay, well, they had the story for a while. Maybe they had initiated some large short positions, and if you are short futures trading, you want the token to immediately nuke down. You don't want it to go up first. You want it to go down immediately, and then you profit big time. So could somebody have been sophisticated enough to execute a short and then put out the FUD campaign? Hedge funds do that. I don't know. It would have been an amazing, immaculate move. Doubtful, maybe, who knows. It's also worth noting that Pepe, yes, the original Pepe, went through almost identical FUD months after launching. So here's the Pepe price chart. Touched an all-time high of 1.8 billion a few weeks after launch, and then it settled into its sort of mean $600-700 million market cap right here. Then a huge FUD campaign happened about October, so maybe 6 months after they launched. Their Twitter page hadn't updated in about 3 weeks. It looked like the devs had disappeared. The reports, one of the devs spent $800,000 on some car. It looks like the devs were just abandoning the project. So people put out a FUD campaign saying this is going to zero. The devs have left. Nothing else is going to happen. Well, of course, as you know, if you bought right at that low, $250 million market cap off the FUD, that would have been one of the greatest trades ever because it immediately recovered to its usual $600-700 million market cap. Then when all meme coins started popping in October or March this year, like when Brett started popping, Pepe just shot out of a cannon, touched an all-time high, 3.5 billion market cap. Right now it's at 2.9 billion market cap. So if you had bought that identical FUD here with Pepe, you'd be up 12x currently, and you'd be up 15x at all-time high, and you could ape that with size since the market cap was already in the hundreds of millions. So do I think Brett is going to follow a similar pattern? Yes, I think when the market starts pumping again, when all meme coins start pumping, Brett will lead the charge, and it will get into at least 1 billion, most likely in the multi-billions. We shall see. Now, is there anything to worry about from the FUD? Well, the only thing is, it's not really something to worry about. So Crash, the de facto head of Brett, he has made his public wallet where he owns Brett. He's decided to make it public. Most devs don't do that. The Pepe devs didn't do that. He has to kind of show full transparency. I'm not selling anything, blah, blah, blah. Here's his wallet address. So he bought $15,000 worth of Brett. Here are the transactions. I plugged it in the base scan 60 days ago. It's February 27th. So in 6 transactions, he bought 15K worth of Brett, which is now about 2.8 million. Yes, those are the 72 million shares he bought. $15,000 2 months ago. Now they're worth 2.8 billion. So this is great transparency. This is what you want to dev. The only sort of negative is that if he sells any, it will be fully transparent on his wallet. And then could it cause a cascade of other big holders to sell? Maybe, maybe not. We'll have to see about that. But it is definitely something to worry about. The good news is that he has positions in a bunch of other meme coins like Redo. So if he did need to cash out some money to pay expenses or some real estate investment or anything else, then he could cash out from one of those coins and not have as big a price effect as it would have with Brett. And that's it, guys. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think about Brett coin. When do you think it's going to hit the 1 billion mark? What do you think the next exchange is going to be? What do you think of the FUD? Be back later in the video. Bencryptoshow signing out. Catch you later.